Philip.
Morning, guys. Thanks for having me, as always.
As always, love having you here. We're talking today about the average first-time home buyer. Understanding that we're looking at around 36 years of age in comparison to about a decade ago, with most home buying activity taking place between the ages of 33 and 43. That's around 39% only. And this is according to the stats that we have here. Is buying property at the age of 36 considered to be on the older side?
Well, depending on who you speak to, I don't know if 36 is considered old.
Oh, also there's that.
There's that. But yeah, so technically, yes, it is on the older side, but still well within range, because the typical bond repayment period is about 20 years, between 20 and 30. So if you buy at 36, you'll finish paying your bond at 56, which is still well before retirement age.
Okay.
And depending on also how you use your bond, you might use it as a financial instrument, which means you don't really want to pay off your bond. So, but it's another chat.
Is there a reason or something we're seeing why people are waiting till they're a bit older to buy a property?
Yeah, I think a lot comes into play here. Financial security. People don't know at younger ages whether they're gonna get married these days. There's a lot of confusion. Are they gonna start a family? What kind of job do they see themselves at doing for the balance of their life? So all of these things bring uncertainty, and there's still this thing that buying a home is a big thing. And I think it's a fearful thing. It's also because people are not educated in the matter. So I think there's a lot of reasons why people wait a bit longer. I think poor economic conditions as well. Looking back 30 years ago, you could start a family at 25.
I don't know if you've ever heard this, Philip. Sometimes, you triggered this when you said, when you were going through the reasons why some people choose to wait and everything, whether they don't know if they're going to get married or not. When it comes to women, I know sometimes when you're a bit younger trying to get into the market of buying a home, they'll say, but if a man comes along and you have property, isn't that a bit intimidating? Don't you ever come across something, mindset along those lines? And what do you say to that?
It's quite interesting. We remember a couple of weeks back we spoke about about women being the largest portion of the market.
Yes.
And this now comes into play because women technically, you don't want to say this, but usually if you look at the cultural setup, women get trapped with kids.
True.
They are always thinking about buying a home, whereas a man might be thinking, hey, I never know where my next girlfriend's going to live. I don't know which one I'm going to buy a house for. So there's other thoughts that go through a man's mind than as compared to a woman. You are thinking as a woman about bringing stability for your household, and buying a home loan is the cornerstone of that. So it's a cultural thing too.
True. And you also have a famous saying that you always say to us: the best time to buy property is yesterday. So,
yes, always.
Are there some upsides to waiting though?
Yes, though. You'll have a bigger financial cushion. You'll be able to have built up a deposit. You'll also be more stable. The bank will see you as less of a risk. You'll be able to snag a better interest rate for that. But still, I would always say getting into it as soon as possible. And I'll tell you about proof of concept. But getting into it as soon as possible, meaning your first home is not necessarily the one you'll end up at. And homes prices and real estate does keep up with inflation. So although a lot of economists will say to you, real estate is not a good investment, why are the economists saying that? They're talking about money you have unencumbered and investing it. Yes, you might find better returns, but when you're investing in real estate, you're not actually using your money. You're using the bank's money and your financial spin. So it's still always a good idea to get into it. I mean, at the age of 20, do you have $1 million to invest? No, but you could, if you spend enough money, buy a R1 million house. You see, so then you've entered the market at R1 million investment. Whereas what the economists are suggesting is that you must wait and not probably buy real estate, because they're talking about R1 million that you've already earned after tax and investing that money. It's a different investment. It's different money. If you do a home loan, you haven't really worked for that money yet. You are still working for that money. It's a long-term thing, and you're using the bank's money to invest.
Parting shot then to those that are in the older age range, and they haven't even dipped their toes into buying a property, and they're thinking about it.
Yes.
What can you say to them?
I mean, you're never too late.
Yeah.
As long as you can plan properly. We're finding a lot of older people these days at 50, then they want to do a home loan. And the banks have actually tailor-made their offerings as well. I mean, some of them offer now a 10-year loan, 10-year home loan. And that's
Okay.
like if you were 55 and trying to acquire a home. And I think it has a lot to do with the cultural shifts and the economic performance, because that's why people wait. But it's not the end of the world if you haven't dipped your toes.
Okay.
There's still always hope, and the prices will still increase. Like I said last week, we must just always look at investing in areas where there are infrastructure development, because that will guarantee your future growth.
All right, Philip, thank you so much. Always coming through and giving us something to do homework on and think about some more. Broker and owner of REMAX, Philip Skuman.
Thanks, guys. Thanks.